As the U.S. Senate grapples with a colossal nearly 1,000-page tax and spending bill championed by President Donald Trump, the tech world's most outspoken billionaire Elon Musk has unleashed a torrent of criticism, labeling the legislation utterly insane and destructive. His fiery denouncements, coming just days before a crucial vote, have not only reignited a public feud with the Trump administration but also cast a spotlight on the deep divisions over the nation's economic future and the role of innovation within it. Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, pulled no punches over the weekend, asserting that the latest Senate draft would destroy millions of jobs in America and cause immense strategic harm to our country. He argued that the bill disproportionately favors industries of the past while severely damaging industries of the future, specifically targeting its proposed cuts to clean energy initiatives. Calling such moves a massive strategic error, Musk warned that they would leave America extremely vulnerable in the future. For the Republican Party, he declared passing the package would be political suicide. This strong language echoes his earlier condemnation of the House version of Trump's Big Beautiful Bill as a disgusting abomination and a massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill. His sustained opposition, which has seen him boosting comments from experts like Princeton Energy Systems engineer Jesse Jenkins questioning the bill's support base among automakers and data center developers, underscores a growing rift between the tech titan and the president, despite recent efforts by Musk to mend relations. This renewed conflict adds another layer of complexity to Musk's already intricate relationship with Washington, particularly given his recent departure from the Department of Government Efficiency (DOGE), a role that some suggest granted him access to sensitive data that could now be leveraged. The Senate bill, a linchpin of President Trump's domestic agenda, faces an increasingly rocky path. Republican leaders are striving to meet Trump's 4th of July deadline, yet numerous obstacles persist. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office has estimated the Senate bill would add a staggering $3.3 trillion to the federal deficit over a decade, surpassing the House version's $2.4 trillion hit and raising alarms among fiscal conservatives. This figure is particularly contentious given the Republicans' controversial accounting gimmick designed to unilaterally declare that extending the 2017 tax cuts estimated to cost $3.8 trillion would add nothing to the national debt. Adding to the legislative quagmire, the Senate's rulekeeper has struck down several provisions, including one aimed at securing support from Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and another seeking to expand a Medicare drug price negotiation exemption, further jeopardizing crucial votes. Internal Republican dissent is also palpable, with figures like Senator Tom Tillis, despite pressure from Trump that reportedly led to his retirement, warning colleagues against a mistake on healthcare due to potential cuts to Medicaid and food stamps, provisions that many fear could cost the party at the polls. Musk's further assertion that the bill would put the country in the fast lane to debt slavery resonates with these anxieties over national debt. Beyond the legislative battle, broader economic and political currents are at play. Global markets, surprisingly resilient, are buoyed by hopes of progress on international trade deals. Canada's recent decision to scrap a digital services tax that had drawn Trump's ire, and the president's own hints of flexibility regarding upcoming tariff deadlines signal a potential de-escalation that has heartened investors, contributing to a solid open for S&P 500 futures. All eyes are now turning to the Federal Reserve, with markets pricing in potential rate cuts by year-end contingent on economic data like the upcoming jobs report. The persistent pressure from President Trump on Fed Chair Jay Powell to cut rates or even resign continues to raise concerns among economists about the independence of the central bank and the potential for destabilizing investor demand for U.S. financial assets, especially when combined with the deficit-expanding policy bill. Meanwhile, the tech landscape itself is evolving on multiple fronts. In a move that highlights the geopolitical challenges facing global connectivity, Iran has reportedly banned Elon Musk's Starlink satellite internet service, threatening users with severe penalties including flogging or jail time, underscoring the high stakes involved in providing uncensored information in restrictive regimes. Elsewhere, the Chinese tech giant Baidu is making a significant AI bet by open-sourcing its large language model, a move that could intensify competition with closed-source models from OpenAI and Anthropic. Apple too is celebrating a rare cinematic triumph with F1, the movie which pulled in $144 million globally, offering a much-needed win for its Hollywood endeavors despite its hefty production and marketing costs. The confluence of these events, from the legislative brinkmanship in Washington and the economic anxieties over debt and interest rates to the geopolitical implications of tech access and the evolving landscape of AI development, paints a complex picture. As the Senate prepares for its critical vote and markets scrutinize every economic indicator, the coming weeks will undoubtedly shape the trajectory of American policy, global commerce, and the increasingly intertwined roles of technology and politics in a rapidly changing world. In a bold move that has reshaped the landscape of federal governance, the Department of Government Efficiency DOGE has rapidly emerged as a powerful albeit controversial force within Washington since its inception earlier this year. Spearheaded initially by high-profile tech entrepreneur Elon Musk, this federal initiative established by President Donald Trump promised a sweeping overhaul of the nation's bureaucracy, yet its aggressive tactics and significant personnel changes have quickly drawn both fervent support and widespread legal challenges. DOGE was formally established by President Trump through an executive order on January 20, 2025. Which notably rebranded the existing U.S. digital service into the U.S. DOGE service USDS and strategically placed it under the direct purview of the Executive Office of the President. The initial mandate, as stated in the order, was to implement the President's DOGE agenda by modernizing federal technology and software to maximize governmental efficiency and productivity. This included ambitious goals such as improving government-wide IT systems, promoting interagency interoperability, and ensuring better data integrity. However, a subsequent executive order on February 11, 2025 dramatically broadened DOGE's scope, shifting its focus from mere technological modernization to a critical transformation of the federal bureaucracy, explicitly aiming to eliminate waste, bloat, and insularity. Under Musk's initial albeit brief leadership, DOGE quickly became synonymous with large-scale cost-cutting and workforce reductions. Though he was not formally named in the executive order, Musk took charge and became the department's most public face. By April, however, he announced a reduced commitment to DOGE, citing a need to focus more on his beleaguered auto company Tesla, and by May he had fully exited the role. Despite his departure, the department continued its aggressive push. Its website as of early June 2025 claimed an estimated $180 billion in savings through a combination of asset sales, contract/lease cancellations and renegotiations, fraud and improper payment, deletion, grant cancellations, interest savings, programmatic changes, regulatory savings, and workforce reductions. Yet independent observers including CBS News have cast doubt on these figures, noting that of the $170 billion reported in May, only $70.9 billion was itemized, with many entries raising questions about their accuracy. One expert quoted by CBS News placed the actual savings closer to $80 billion. Illustrating its pervasive approach, DOGE also terminated nearly 3,000 government phones in a single sweep, demonstrating its commitment to cutting perceived inefficiencies across various federal operations. The department's actions have not been without significant repercussions and legal battles. One of the most controversial aspects has been the mass termination of federal employees. The outplacement firm Challenger, Gray & Christmas reported that DOGE cut a staggering 282,227 federal jobs in the first quarter of 2025 alone. These firings, alongside DOGE's efforts to access sensitive records from agencies like the Social Security Administration, have been swiftly challenged in court, with many lawsuits potentially destined for the U.S. Supreme Court, leaving the ultimate fate of DOGE's initiatives in a state of legal limbo. The department's reach has also extended to agencies directly impacting Americans' financial lives, notably the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau (CFPB). In a stark display of intent, Musk notoriously posted "CFPB RIP" on his platform X, accompanied by a gravestone emoji. In February, By April, DOGE reportedly moved to eliminate approximately 1,500 CFPB employees out of a staff of roughly 1,700, a plan also currently mired in legal challenges. The internal workings and early departures within DOGE have also drawn scrutiny. Following Musk's exit, a key aide known as Big Balls, identified as 19-year-old Edward Coreystein, also resigned. Coreystein, who previously worked for Musk at Neuralink and founded Tesla Sexy LLC, had reportedly been privy to high-level meetings involving DOGE, the Treasury Department, Commerce Department, and military operations, gaining access to the United States payroll systems. His past, including an alleged firing from an internship for sharing sensitive information, raised concerns among lawmakers. Representative Jared Moskowitz, Democrat, Florida, publicly joked about Corystein's future, highlighting the perceived instability and the implications of such a young, unvetted individual having access to critical government data. DOGE's ambition to expand its influence was further evidenced in mid-May when it attempted to assign a DOGE team to the Government Accountability Office (GAO). However, GAO officials rebuffed the request, asserting their independence as part of the legislative branch and not subject to executive oversight. In just a few short months, DOGE has undeniably initiated a significant shakeup of the federal government, driven by a philosophy of efficiency and cost savings. While proponents argue that these drastic measures are long overdue and essential for a leaner, more effective government, critics vehemently contend that such actions come at a severe cost to transparency, job security, and the provision of vital public services. The department's sweeping actions, from mass layoffs to attempts at broad data access, remain largely contested in the courts, meaning that the true lasting impact of DOGE on the American bureaucracy and its citizens' financial well-being is yet to be definitively determined. The judiciary will ultimately play a crucial role in shaping the legacy of this ambitious and often disruptive federal endeavor. The automotive world witnessed a significant leap forward this Monday as Tesla delivered its first fully autonomous vehicle to a new owner in Texas, marking a pivotal moment in the race towards self-driving technology. Business Insider reported on the event, highlighting the vehicle's journey to its destination without human intervention, a visual testament to years of ambitious development by the electric vehicle giant. This milestone underscores Tesla's unwavering commitment to its full self-driving FSD capabilities and brings the long-envisioned future of truly autonomous personal transport closer to reality. However, the groundbreaking technological achievement was met with a nuanced reaction on Wall Street. Despite the impressive demonstration of autonomous driving, Tesla's stock experienced a notable drop on Monday. Barron's pointed to several factors influencing the share movement, including ongoing discussions around robotaxis and even a public stance by Elon Musk against a Trump bill, suggesting that investor sentiment is currently navigating a complex landscape of technological promise, regulatory hurdles, and broader economic and political considerations. The market seems to be grappling with how quickly and profitably these advanced capabilities, such as a widespread robotaxi fleet, will translate into revenue, making the perceived long-term gains less impactful on immediate stock performance. Further adding to the market's cautious stance, Investors Business Daily noted that Tesla's delivery figures are imminently due, a crucial data point that often dictates short-term stock movements. Investors are keenly awaiting these numbers to gauge the company's production and sales performance in the latest quarter, which could offer a more tangible metric than the still evolving promise of full autonomy. This anticipation creates a period of volatility as the market weighs the speculative future against current operational realities. Yet amidst the immediate market fluctuations, long-term optimism for Tesla's trajectory remains strong among some analysts. The Street reported that a veteran analyst recently issued a jaw-dropping stock target for Tesla, indicating a belief in the company's substantial future growth potential, likely fueled by its technological leadership in areas like autonomous driving and energy solutions. This divergence between short-term market reactions and long-term analyst projections highlights the unique position Tesla occupies, where its innovative leaps often precede widespread financial validation. As Tesla continues to push the boundaries of automotive technology, the coming months will be critical. The successful deployment of its first fully autonomous vehicle is a significant step, but the path ahead involves scaling this technology, navigating complex regulatory frameworks globally, and ensuring public acceptance and trust. The upcoming delivery reports will provide a clearer picture of the company's operational health, while the evolution of its FSD system and its potential to revolutionize transportation will continue to be the primary drivers of its long-term narrative and market valuation. The journey towards a truly autonomous future, spearheaded by companies like Tesla, is clearly underway, promising profound changes for how we travel and interact with our vehicles. The relentless pace of innovation and expansion at SpaceX continues to reshape the landscape of commercial spaceflight. With recent developments pointing to significant shifts in operations, and intensifying launch cadence, and growing scrutiny over environmental impact. From a strategic pivot in booster landing sites to a packed manifest of critical missions, the company is demonstrating its ambition to not only dominate the launch market but also to integrate its operations more deeply into the fabric of Florida's Space Coast. A pivotal change on the horizon for SpaceX involves its well-known booster landing operations. With the lease for Landing Zone 1 LZ-1 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station set to expire in July 2025, the familiar sight of Falcon 9 first-stage boosters returning to LZ-1, as was recently seen with the Axiom 4 launch, will soon become a memory for crewed missions. This transition is driven by Space Launch Delta 45's SLD-45 decision to discontinue existing launch complex property agreements for landing operations. A move that also sees SLC-13, currently LZ-1 and 2, being prepared for future use by Phantom Space and Via Space. As Aaron White, a Delta planning specialist, explained, commercial launch service providers (CLSPs) now seeking landing capabilities must submit requests to SLD-45 for consideration at their own complexes, undergoing an extensive evaluation process for safety and impact on other programs. This new policy encourages companies like SpaceX to integrate landing operations directly into their launch sites, minimizing impacts and evacuations at nearby facilities across Cape Canaveral Space Force Station and Kennedy Space Center. In response, SpaceX is already well underway with plans to adapt its infrastructure. The company is actively seeking a launch license modification for its Falcon 9 operations at Space Launch Complex 40 SLC-40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. This modification is not merely about adjusting landing locations but also signals a dramatic increase in operational capacity. Aiming to boost the permitted launches from 50 to an ambitious 120 per year, an additional 70 launches annually. Alongside this, SpaceX intends to construct a new landing zone east of SLC-40. Detailed plans describe a 280-foot diameter concrete pad surrounded by a 60-foot wide gravel apron, creating a total landing zone diameter of 400 feet, complete with new nitrogen gas lines and a pedestal for post-landing vehicle processing. Furthermore, plans are also in motion to establish a landing zone at Launch Complex 39A at Kennedy Space Center, just north of the existing pad. While the shift from LZ-1 marks a significant operational adjustment, Via Space CEO Robert Fabian noted the collaborative spirit, stating that they have agreed among the three of us to extend SpaceX's use of SLC-13 through the end of the year, while we are doing off-site preparations for adapting the site to our use. But that is still under review by SLD-45. By supporting SpaceX landings during our transition phase, we're maximizing operational efficiency and ensuring this site continues to serve the broader launch community while we set the stage for our future use. Beyond land-based options, CLSPs like SpaceX retain the flexibility to conduct offshore landings on drone ships or other platforms. This strategic infrastructure development comes as SpaceX maintains an incredibly demanding launch schedule. The company is poised for a double-header launch day on July 1, underscoring its relentless operational tempo. The first mission, Starlink 12-25, is set to launch from SLC-40 in the early morning hours, deploying the latest batch of Starlink Internet satellites, with its booster returning to a drone ship in the Atlantic. Later the same day, from NASA's Kennedy Space Center Pad 39, as SpaceX will launch the MTG-S1 mission, carrying the European Space Agency's ESA Mediasat third-generation sounder satellite. This advanced Earth observation satellite, the second in its series, is destined for geostationary orbit, designed to enhance weather prediction for Europe and Northern Africa by observing extreme weather events and air quality. Its infrared sounder will use interferometric techniques to gather data on humidity, temperature, wind, and gases, creating crucial 3D atmospheric maps. The satellite also hosts the Copernicus Sentinel-4 mission spectrometer, which will monitor air quality and pollution every 60 minutes over the same regions, contributing to a global constellation of geostationary air quality sensors alongside Korea's GEMS and NASA's Tempo. However, the accelerating pace of launches and expanding operations also bring increased environmental considerations. Recent reports highlight an incident where SpaceX rocket debris landed in Mexico, triggering environmental concerns and potential legal threats. Such events underscore the growing need for robust debris mitigation strategies and international cooperation as space activity intensifies. Beyond its launch and landing infrastructure, SpaceX's broader footprint in Florida is also growing, with records indicating plans for a new project in Manatee County, signaling further diversification and expansion of its terrestrial operations. As SpaceX navigates these significant transitions and its landing strategy ramps up its launch frequency and expands its physical presence, the company continues to exemplify the dynamic nature of the commercial space industry. The shift towards integrated launch and landing capabilities at primary complexes while presenting engineering and logistical challenges promises to streamline operations and enhance safety across the Space Coast. Simultaneously, the focus on critical missions like advanced weather and air quality monitoring satellites showcases the tangible benefits of this prolific launch activity. Yet, the environmental implications of such rapid expansion, particularly concerning rocket debris, will undoubtedly remain a key area of public and regulatory focus, shaping the future trajectory of space exploration and its impact on our planet. In a week marked by significant shifts across the digital landscape, the multifaceted influence of Elon Musk continues to redefine industry norms, from the economics of social media advertising to the cutting edge of autonomous vehicle technology, all while navigating a complex and often contentious political arena. Recent announcements from X signal a major overhaul in its advertising strategy, while Tesla celebrates a landmark achievement in self-driving capabilities, even as the tech titan's strained relationship with former President Donald Trump resurfaces with renewed public commentary. X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, is poised to implement a new advertising model that directly links ad cost to the visual real estate they occupy on a user's screen. This impending change, flagged by X owner Elon Musk, follows closely on the heels of a decision to ban hashtags from all promoted posts, both moves ostensibly aimed at enhancing the platform's aesthetic appeal and user experience. As Musk himself explained, X is moving to charging for ads based on vertical size, so an ad that takes up the whole screen would cost more than an ad that takes up 1/4 of the screen. Otherwise, the incentive is to create giant ads that impair the user experience. This shift addresses a current dynamic where advertisers can maximize screen presence with larger images and videos, sometimes at the expense of feed aesthetics. While the exact pricing structure remains undisclosed and the update has not yet been enacted, this move could significantly alter campaign strategies for brands on X. It also sparks a debate: is this a logical evolution towards a more user-friendly interface, or a strategic cash grab by a platform still grappling with profitability? The outcome hinges on the new pricing, which could either shrink ads dramatically if costs soar or have minimal impact if the variance is slight, but it undeniably introduces another critical factor for advertisers to consider. Beyond the digital feed, Musk's ventures into artificial intelligence and autonomous technology are making tangible progress. Tesla recently heralded what it claimed to be the world's first autonomous delivery of a car, as a Model Y self-drove from Gigafactory, Texas to its new owner's home approximately 30 minutes away, navigating parking lots, highways, and city streets without any human intervention either in the vehicle or remotely. Elon Musk celebrated this milestone, stating the first fully autonomous delivery of a Tesla Model Y from factory to a customer home across town, including highways, was just completed a day ahead of schedule. He further emphasized the complete autonomy, noting there were no people in the car at all and no remote operators in control at any point. Fully autonomous. This achievement, with the vehicle reportedly reaching speeds of up to 72 miles per hour, underscores Tesla's advancing full self-driving FSD capabilities. However, the internet's reaction has been mixed, with some users applauding the progress while others referencing Google's Waymo quip that similar autonomous deliveries have occurred as early as 2012. This skepticism highlights the ongoing public debate and industry competition in the self-driving sector. Even as Tesla continues to roll out its robotaxi service in geofenced areas like Austin. Meanwhile, the often turbulent relationship between Elon Musk and former President Donald Trump has once again captured headlines. After weeks of silence, President Trump addressed his fractured relationship with Musk, who recently departed his role as a special government employee in the U.S. government 3 days earlier than expected, following a public criticism of Trump's Big Beautiful Bill. Musk had lambasted the spending bill, which includes increased defense spending and multi-trillion-dollar tax breaks, as a massive strategic error that would destroy millions of jobs in America and harm green energy initiatives. He asserted to CBS that a bill could be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it could be both. Believing it undermined his work as head of the Department of Government Efficiency. Despite this renewed public criticism, Trump offered a surprisingly conciliatory response, telling Fox News, "I think he's a wonderful guy. I haven't spoken to him much, but I think Elon is a wonderful guy and I know he's going to do well always." Trump acknowledged Musk got a little bit upset, but deemed his subsequent behavior, including a since-deleted tweet linking Trump to Jeffrey Epstein, as not appropriate. The feud's origins trace back to earlier controversies, including accusations of a Nazi salute at Trump's inauguration and Musk's skepticism regarding the president's proposed $500 billion AI project, further complicated by disagreements over electric vehicle mandates. This ongoing public dance between two of the world's most influential figures underscores the complex interplay of technology business and high-stakes politics. As these events unfold, Elon Musk remains a central, often polarizing figure, shaping not just the future of technology but also the discourse around it. The upcoming changes to X's advertising framework will test the platform's ability to balance user experience with monetization, potentially setting new industry standards. Tesla's continued advancements in autonomous driving, despite public skepticism and historical comparisons, push the boundaries of what's possible in mobility. And the evolving dynamic between Musk and Trump serves as a potent reminder of how personal relationships and policy disagreements can publicly play out among powerful individuals, influencing broader political and economic narratives. The coming months will reveal the true impact of these developments, solidifying Musk's legacy as a relentless innovator whose ventures, for better or worse, consistently command global attention. In a remarkable convergence of neuroscience and cutting-edge engineering. The promise of brain-computer interfaces (BCIs) is rapidly transitioning from science fiction to tangible medical reality, offering unprecedented hope for individuals living with severe disabilities. Recent developments, particularly from Elon Musk's Neuralink, underscore a pivotal moment in this transformative field, hinting at a future where thought alone can restore lost functions and capabilities. The past week has seen a flurry of updates surrounding Neuralink's progress, culminating in what many are calling a revolutionary leap. Elon Musk himself provided an exciting update on the company's advancements, reinforcing the burgeoning potential of its neurotechnology. This enthusiasm is rooted in the company's ambitious vision to empower people to click, speak, and move through direct neural control, bypassing damaged or non-functional biological pathways. Such capabilities could profoundly impact the lives of those with conditions like paralysis, ALS, or severe speech impediments, enabling them to interact with digital devices, communicate effectively, and even regain control over prosthetic limbs. A significant milestone underpinning this renewed optimism is Neuralink's prior receipt of FDA Breakthrough Device Designation for its Blindsight device. This designation granted by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is a critical validation signifying that the technology addresses an unmet medical need and has the potential for substantial improvement over existing treatments. While the specific timeline for the Blindsight device's widespread availability remains under wraps, the FDA's recognition accelerates the review process, paving the way for faster clinical trials and potential market access. This particular focus on restoring senses, as highlighted by reports of a revolutionary leap in restoring senses, suggests that Neuralink is not only aiming to restore motor control and communication but also to tackle the complex challenge of sensory perception, potentially offering sight to the blind or hearing to the deaf. The implications of these advancements are vast. For patients, it means a potential return to autonomy and a significant enhancement in quality of life. Imagine a quadriplegic individual typing an email merely by thinking, or someone with locked-in syndrome communicating fluently through a digital avatar controlled by their thoughts. The underlying technology involves implanting ultrafine threads equipped with electrodes into the brain, which can then read neural signals and translate them into actionable commands for external devices, or even stimulate brain regions to restore sensory input. This intricate dance between human biology and advanced computing represents the frontier of medical innovation. While the excitement is palpable, the journey for brain implant technology is still in its early stages. Challenges remain, including long-term safety and biocompatibility of implants, the complexity of decoding diverse neural signals, and the ethical considerations surrounding such intimate human-machine interfaces. However, the regulatory validation from the FDA and the continued rapid pace of development from companies like Neuralink suggest that these hurdles are being systematically addressed. As we look ahead, the coming years promise further clinical trials, deeper insights into the human brain, and a future where the boundaries of human capability are redefined by the seamless integration of thought and technology, bringing unprecedented hope to millions worldwide.